It's my guy season. Zach bought you his 5 my guys. Now it was my turn to bring you my guys. He bought you the business. I'm bringing you the money, baby. You already know what it is. It's all love. I like to bring a little bit controversial take sometimes. Hopefully it's not too controversial today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm really excited about this. Let's get straight into it. And at number 1, we have Jalen Hurts. Boy, Jalen Hurts is about to take off this year, man. Current ADP on 444 is QB6. And on Underdog, also QB6. My ranking, he is my QB4, right? Finished QB9 despite only throwing 16 touchdowns, which I believe is insane when you think about all the top quarterbacks and how many touchdowns they throw every single year in fantasy football. This offensive line is back and is healthy, and according to PFF, they are ranked first in the NFL this year going into the 2022 season. I mean, what more should I say? There's still a lot more, actually. They also gained A.J. Brown, a guy who we all know, we all love, who's dominated over there with the Tennessee Titans. Now he comes over here to Philly with the Eagles. You're worried about the passing attempts with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts? Well, they were last in passing attempts this past year. So what did they do? They bring in A.J. Brown, and what they're going to do, in my opinion, is feed the ball to A.J. Brown. You don't bring in a guy for 4 years, $100 million, and say, you know what, let's continue to be the first in rushing attempts, or to be the last in passing attempts, excuse me. Why would they do that? I believe in the next step for A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts this year. I understand Jalen Hurts struggled in the passing game, but let's also remember last year was essentially his rookie year as a full starter. His first year in this Nick Sirianni's offense. Nick Sirianni was a first-time head coach. I mean, it was all coming together for these Philadelphia Eagles and Jalen Hurts with another year under their belt, with the addition of A.J. Brown, with their offensive lineman coming back. I am believing for Jalen Hurts to take a massive step this year. Honestly, I see him going as my QB1, or finishing as a QB1, excuse me. So come on, take Jalen Hurts. Trust me, trust the ADP. It's all there. It's all in writing. Jalen Hurts is my guy. At number 2, we have Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy will finish as a top 8 wide receiver this year. If you know me, you follow this channel, if you follow our Dynasty channel, I've been preaching Jerry Jeudy all along. I know the community love Cortland Sutton, but I love Jerry Jeudy even more. Current ADP on 444, wide receiver 23. On Underdog, wide receiver 22. He is my wide receiver 15. I know it's a lot. It's high. I believe in him. I believe in Russell Wilson. Before I actually get into the nitty gritty of Jerry Jeudy and Russell Wilson, let me remind you the quarterback purgatory that Jerry Jeudy was in these past 2 years. Okay, Drew Luck, Jeff Driscoll, Brett Rippon, Kendall Hilton, who by the way wasn't even a quarterback, Drew Lock, and Teddy Bridgewater. Now the man, the myth, the legend, the savior, the Broncos country let's ride, the guy that's just swag. He wears his own jersey to training camp. Russell Wilson walks up in the building. He is the savior of all men. He is the savior of this Denver Broncos team. He's the savior of Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton, tell you that much. I love what's going to be happening for the Denver Broncos this year. Let me remind you, Russell Wilson as well. Super Bowl champion, been to 9 Pro Bowls. He also led the league in passing. He has produced in the last 7 years consistent fantasy relevant wide receivers in the top 15. From 2015 to 2017, Doug Baldwin was a wide receiver 10, 8, and 13. Tyler Lockett in 2018 was a wide receiver 16, just outside. In 2019, Tyler Lockett wide receiver 13. And in 2020, which is my favorite year for Russell Wilson and those Seahawks, Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf both finished in the top 10 as wide receiver 7 and wide receiver 8. There is no doubt in my mind that I can see Jerry Jeudy going in that pathway. I can see him finishing as a top 10, top 15 guy. This is why he is my guy, right? Let me also remind you this division that he plays in, the AFC West. Come on, this ain't no walk in the park here. We already know who is in this division. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Andy Reid. The Raiders with Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, now Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, Josh McDaniels. Let's not forget the Chargers. Herbie, Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Brandon Staley. This division is packed. That is 8 games guaranteed that there's going to be a shootout, that they need to score, that they are going to need to throw the ball more than they are going to run the ball. You hear what I'm saying? You hear what I'm saying? Okay, look, I love Jerry Jeudy. I love the Denver Broncos. I love what they're doing. you should be getting Jerry Jeudy every single draft, in my opinion, and that's why he's my guy. At number 3, let's continue with this train here. I'm feeling really good. Give me Allen Lazard, baby. You're drafting him as a wide receiver 4, and he's a wide receiver 1. I'm loving what's going to be happening over there in the Green Bay Packers and Allen Lazard. Current ADP on 4for4, wide receiver 39. Underdog ADP, wide receiver 35. In my ranking, wide receiver 33. This is an amazing value guy. You can get him in the middle of the 8th to the early 9th round. I cannot believe he's going so late in some of these drafts. I told you guys in my Dynasty channel saying, hey, back in May, go get this guy. Buy him low if you're in a win now team. Get these guys in your redraft in these late rounds because he is falling and is tremendously cheap with a massive upside. It's ridiculous. I don't understand why he keeps going this low. I sound like a broken record, but Davante Adams is no longer there, right? 142 plus vacant targets that are now just open to the public, it feels like, to the Green Bay Packers wide receivers. Allen Lazard is there, and we saw just a glimpse of that in this past year. Weeks 14 to 18, he was a wide receiver 8. That was with Davante Adams on the field, mind you. Averaged 16.6 fantasy points per game. He was getting work with Davante Adams. So when Davante Adams leaves, what happens? They draft Christian Watson, who has one of the highest drop percentage coming out of the 2022 class. I still believe in Christian Watson. I still believe in what's happening over there with him, but I think it's going to be a little bit more time to develop, specifically in a redraft perspective, right? And I know Camp has been hyped. Romeo Doubs, Dubs, whatever you want to call him, however you say his name, he is coming up and he's getting a lot of work in preseason. And let me also remind you that Aaron Rodgers came out and said, some of these guys need to step up. They had a little powwow. Aaron Rodgers drilled them, and it was a big news for the past couple of days. He's going to be leaning on Allen Lazard, a guy that he knows is not going to drop the ball, a guy that he knows who has the most chemistry with him outside of Randall Cobb, who is 32 years old, and I don't believe he's going to be a threat. So I am believing that Aaron Rodgers is going to be leaning on Allen Lazard a lot in this passing game. We saw the success. We've seen the success with Davante Adams. We've seen a glimpse of that weeks 14 to 18. And let me tell you something very, very interesting. Historically now, Aaron Rodgers does not like to target the rookie wide receivers. We saw that a little bit with Jordy Nelson. We saw that a little bit with Davante Adams in his first couple games in the season or first year in the NFL. And now he has Christian Watson and Romeo Doubs, who is not these elite guys like a Jordy Nelson, like a Davante Adams. He's going to be leaning on a wide receiver like Allen Lazard. And I want to give you a quote, what he said. And I quote, obviously, Allen Lazard is going to be stepping up into the #1 role. And I think it's going to be a very easy transition for him. Aaron Rodgers is saying he is going to be the #1 guy for him. How are we still drafting him in the 8th and 9th round as your wide receiver 4 when he is the wide receiver 1 on this team with Aaron Rodgers? That doesn't make any sense to me. This is why he's my guy. And my next guy is Elijah Mitchell. I am believing for him to have an even bigger breakout year. I think this is the one that could be a controversial one for the community here. If you guys have been following me on our channel, I've been on the Elijah Mitchell train very early on, before preseason, before the draft, before everything. I really liked Elijah Mitchell and what he did this past year. Current ADP on 4for4, RB23 on Underdog. He's also RB23. He is my RB19 this year. In 2021, he finished as RB26, 226 total touches, over 1,100 yards and 6 touchdowns. He did miss 6 games, a very unexpectedly good rookie year, to be honest. 19 touches per game, 4.7 yards per carry. He was the guy this past year. He won the job. He came out, and you could probably consider that a massive breakout year. But once again, he did miss 6 games. I am believing for him to have an even bigger breakout year this year, and this is why he is my guy. Elijah Mitchell currently right now going in the middle of 6th, early 7th, depending on your leagues. I always get him in the 6th round in some of our mock drafts in our leagues. I mean, he is the guy. What are you concerned about? You know, I know a lot of people saying, well, this is what are the 49ers going to do? What's going to happen? We know what the 49ers are. They are a run-first team. They are historically a run-first team. Why are we so scared? You know, you shouldn't be concerned about the workload. Yes, Trey Lance is there. He's probably going to take some opportunities from him in the goal line opportunities, but he's still going to be getting touches. That's what I'm okay with. He's going to be getting touches, especially at his value and where you're getting him. Another thing people are concerned about is that, oh, this could be a running back roulette. This could be an running back by committee. First of all, I'm confident in saying that Trey Sermon and Tavion Davis-Price, in my opinion, is not an X factor for them. For Elijah Mitchell, he is more of a leader back. He's the guy that they're just going to come in if or when he's hurt or if he's tired, right? Another thing I want to say, why are so people worried about running back by committees when literally half of the NFL in fantasy football is a running back by committee, right? These are the teams that people are drafting or have fantasy relevant players on, and you guys are saying, well, I'm concerned, but you don't want to draft Elijah Mitchell. The Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, the Browns, the Texans, the Broncos, the Chiefs, the Eagles, the Commanders, the Cowboys, the Packers, the Falcons, the Cardinals, the Seahawks, and the Rams. Why are we scared? Why are we scared? We are kind of seeing this transition of the NFL going to a running back by committee. I understand you get these workload guys, your Jonathan Taylors, your CMCs, your Najees, your Dalvins, your Alvins. Those are the workload guys. But getting him in the 6th round at value, I think is tremendous. With the massive high upside, I am taking Elijah Mitchell every single day. I understand this offense is a little bit different now with Trey Lance there, but he is a rookie. He's going to have growing pains. They are going to need to be leaning on the run game. You have Debo there that just re-signed. I do believe all these pieces around him, around Elijah Mitchell and Trey Lance, are going to help all of them together as a team. Trey Lance is going to be successful because of Elijah Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell is going to be successful because of Trey Lance. This is why I believe Elijah Mitchell could be a fantastic value for you. Once again, my RB19, you can get him in the 6th round. Why not take Elijah Mitchell in the 6th round? So he's my guy. Go get him. I love everything about Elijah Mitchell. And last but not least, my honorable mention is Cole Kmet, baby. Talk it up. Cole Kmet is about to be a ball hog for the Bears. The Bears, current ADP on 444, tight end 14, underdog tight end 11 in my rankings. He is a tight end 10. There is no doubt in my mind there's going to be a massive uptick for Cole Kmet and this Bears in the offense. Look, the offensive line is terrible. You understand that, but you saw what they did in preseason. They're going to get very creative in the ways of letting Justin Fields have time. You know, like it was really bad. Darnell Mooney's going to be there, and then Cole Kmet's going to be there. They got rid of Allen Robinson. They drafted Velus Jones Jr., who I like, by the way, and then traded for N'Keal Harry. That's just not what you want. They need help. Cole Kmet is going to be, in my opinion, Justin Fields' safety blanket in the middle of the field, okay? Last year, Cole Kmet averaged 7.1 points per game and 5.4 targets per game. He was on the field for 84% of the total team's offense. He is the guy. I do believe he is very, very talented. I can definitely see a massive uptick in his average points per game and his targets per game as well. So definitely go get Cole Kmet. He's a sneaky guy at value. You can get him in the late rounds right now. And this is why he's my guy. This is why I'm taking Cole Kmet, because I believe in Justin Fields. I believe in the talent, and I believe in the uptick in productions and tight end this year. This is a very, very sneaky chance that Cole Kmet could be a massive, massive ball hog and could out-target somebody very, very special. So stay tuned for that in our hot takes video coming out very, very soon, okay? As always, all love. We appreciate each and every one of you. Once again, my guys, Jalen Hurts, Elijah Mitchell, Jeudy, Alan Lazard, and Cole Kmet. Shout out to Zach. Make sure you go show love to Zach's video. Make sure you drop a like, a comment, whether you like what I said, whether you dislike what I said, or you disagree, whatever the case may be. As always, all love. We appreciate each and every one of you. Can't wait for the season.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/Fantasyland Fam.